Imagine drifting off to sleep, feeling peaceful and safe in your own bed, only to never wake up. It's a terrifying thought, isn't it? And sadly, for one 72-year-old woman, it became a tragic reality. She died in her sleep, not from an illness, but from a seemingly innocent mistake, a habit that many of us, especially as we get older, unknowingly fall into. We often think of our beds as sanctuaries, places of rest and rejuvenation. But for some, they can harbor hidden dangers, small choices that accumulate into significant risks. That's why today, we're going to talk about something incredibly important, the 7 deadly sleep habits that could be putting your life at risk right now. Tonight, we'll uncover these common pitfalls and, more importantly, I'll share simple, actionable ways to avoid them, helping you safeguard your precious sleep and your health. And trust me, you'll want to watch all the way to the very end, because I've got a surprising truth that might just change the way you think about your bedtime routine forever. Now, let's dive right into these critical habits, starting with the very first one, which many of us overlook without realizing the profound impact it has on our sleep and our overall well-being. This is ignoring your sleep environment. Think about it. Your bedroom is supposed to be your sanctuary, a place where your body and mind can truly unwind and prepare for deep, restorative sleep. But for so many of us, it's far from that ideal. We might have streetlights streaming in, the glow of a charging phone by the bedside, or even a television flickering quietly in the corner. Perhaps the subtle hum of a refrigerator or the occasional siren from outside becomes just part of the background noise we barely register. But here's the secret. Your body registers it. Every single one of these seemingly minor disturbances, even a tiny sliver of light, say from an alarm clock or a charging indicator on an electronic device, is enough to tell your brain, hey, it's not completely dark yet. This is a huge problem, because true darkness is absolutely essential for your body to produce melatonin. That wonderful hormone that signals to your body, it's time to wind down and prepare for sleep. When melatonin production is disrupted, your sleep cycles get thrown off, and you simply don't get the deep, restorative sleep you need. You might be asleep for 8 hours, but if it's light sleep filled with micro-arousals you don't even remember, you wake up feeling just as tired as when you went to bed. And noise. Oh, noise is just as insidious. Your ears are always working, even when you're asleep. So, that gentle ticking of a clock, a dripping faucet, or the distant murmur of traffic might not wake you fully, but they trigger a stress response in your body. Your heart rate might subtly increase, your stress hormones might rise, and your brain waves might shift out of the deeper, healing stages of sleep. It's like your body is constantly on high alert, never truly letting its guard down to repair and rejuvenate itself. Over time, this constant low-level stress from your sleep environment can contribute to chronic fatigue, anxiety, and even more serious health issues. So, what can you do about it? It's simpler than you might think. First, make your bedroom as dark as possible. Invest in blackout curtains, or if that's not an option right now, a comfortable eye mask can work wonders. Turn off all the electronics at least an hour before bed. And if they absolutely must be in your room, cover up any glowing lights. As for noise, consider earplugs if the outside world is particularly loud. Or, paradoxically, introduce a consistent, soothing sound like a white noise machine or a fan. This doesn't block out noise completely, but provides a consistent soundscape that masks sudden disturbances, allowing your brain to truly rest. Imagine how different your mornings could feel if your body had truly sunk into profound darkness and quiet all night long. Now, let's talk about the second critical habit, one that many of us are guilty of, especially once we're no longer tied to a rigid work schedule having an inconsistent sleep schedule. You know the drill, don't you? During the week, you try to go to bed at a reasonable hour and wake up around the same time. But then the weekend rolls around, and suddenly, you're staying up later to watch that late-night movie, or reading a good book, and then you sleep in until 9 or 10 o'clock the next morning. It feels wonderful in the moment, a little treat, a way to catch up on sleep. But what you're actually doing is playing havoc with your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm. Think of your body's circadian rhythm like a finely tuned orchestra conductor. It thrives on a consistent schedule, telling every system in your body when to be awake, when to produce certain hormones, and crucially, when to prepare for sleep and when to wake up. When you constantly change your bedtime and wake up time, even by just an hour or two, you're essentially creating social jet lag. It's like flying across time zones every single weekend, and your body struggles to keep up. One day, it's expecting sleep at 10 p.m. The next, it's confused because you're still wide awake at midnight. Then, come Monday morning, when you try to get back to your weekday schedule, you feel completely out of sync, groggy, and even more tired than before. This inconsistency doesn't just make you feel sluggish. It can seriously impact your sleep quality. You might find it harder to fall asleep, or you might wake up frequently during the night because your body isn't sure when it's supposed to be in its deepest sleep stages. Over time, this chronic disruption can lead to persistent fatigue, irritability, difficulty concentrating, and even increased risk of various health problems. Your body needs predictability to function optimally, especially as we age. The solution here is all about consistency. It might sound a little boring, but it's incredibly powerful. Try to go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time every single day, including weekends. Yes, even on weekends. Aim for a window of about 30 minutes. If you need to shift your schedule, do it gradually, by about 15 minutes each day, rather than a sudden drastic change. This gives your body a chance to adjust gracefully. It takes discipline, especially at first, but once your body gets into that rhythm, you'll find yourself falling asleep more easily, waking up feeling more refreshed, and having more consistent energy throughout your day. Now that we've discussed the critical importance of your sleep environment and maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, let's continue our journey into the next set of habits that could be silently undermining your sleep and your health. Next, we're going to tackle a habit that many of us turn to out of desperation, but which often creates more problems than it solves, relying heavily on sleep aids, whether they're over-the-counter or prescription medications. It's completely understandable why someone might reach for a sleeping pill when they're exhausted and desperate for rest, and for very short-term situations, like temporary stress or acute jet lag. They can offer some relief, but the real danger comes when we start to rely on them night after night, without addressing the underlying reasons why we can't sleep. Sleeping pills don't actually fix the root cause. They essentially just mask the problem. Over time, your body can develop a tolerance, meaning you need higher and higher doses to achieve the same effect. This can lead to dependence, where your body literally becomes accustomed to the medication, and trying to stop can result in severe withdrawal symptoms, including rebound insomnia, where your sleep becomes even worse than before. Beyond dependence, these medications, especially in older adults, can have a host of other concerning side effects. They can cause daytime drowsiness, leading to an increased risk of falls and accidents, which is a significant concern for our age group. They can impair your memory and cognitive function, making you feel foggy or confused, and they can interact dangerously with other medications you might be taking. Often, the reason for poor sleep might be something completely different, like restless leg syndrome, sleep apnea, or chronic pain, which a pill won't solve. So, what's the better path? If you're struggling with chronic sleeplessness, the absolute first step is to talk to your doctor. Work together to identify the true cause of your sleep problems. They can help rule out underlying medical conditions and guide you towards safer, more sustainable solutions. Often, the best approach is cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, or CBTI. This is a structured program that teaches you how to change your thoughts and behaviors around sleep, helping you build healthy sleep habits naturally. It's incredibly effective and offers long-term solutions without the risks of medication dependence. True rest comes from addressing the source of your sleep struggles, not just quieting the symptoms. Now, let's address another extremely common, yet often dangerously overlooked, habit: ignoring persistent snoring or potential sleep apnea. Many people think snoring is just a harmless nuisance. But here's the stark truth, loud. Chronic snoring, especially if it's accompanied by gasping, choking, or pauses in breathing, can be a symptom of a much more serious underlying condition called sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is a disorder where your breathing repeatedly stops and starts while you sleep. These pauses can last for seconds, even up to a minute or more. And they can happen dozens, even hundreds of times a night. Imagine your body being starved of oxygen over and over again for hours on end, night after night. This puts an enormous strain on your cardiovascular system. Your heart has to work harder, your blood pressure rises, and your risk of serious health complications skyrockets. We're talking about an increased risk of heart attack, stroke, irregular heartbeats, and even worsening conditions like diabetes and acid reflux. It's truly a silent killer because it happens when you're completely unaware. Many people with sleep apnea wake up feeling exhausted, no matter how many hours they've been in bed. But they have no idea why. So, how do you know if you or a loved one might have it? Besides loud snoring, look for clues like gasping for air during sleep, frequent awakenings to use the bathroom, waking up with a dry mouth or sore throat, morning headaches, or unexplained daytime fatigue. If your partner has ever told you that you stop breathing in your sleep, that's a huge red flag. This isn't something to ignore. The good news is that sleep apnea is highly treatable. The first step is to talk to your doctor. They will likely recommend a sleep study, which can be done either at home or in a sleep lab. Once diagnosed, there are effective treatments available. The most common and highly effective is a CPAP machine, which delivers a continuous stream of air to keep your airway open while you sleep. While it might take a little getting used to, the difference in energy, mental clarity, and overall health that people experience with CPAP therapy is truly life-changing. Don't let pride or fear prevent you from getting checked out. Your life could depend on it. Finally, let's talk about our fifth deadly habit: eating heavy meals or drinking alcohol too close to bedtime. We all love a good meal, and sometimes a nightcap feels like the perfect way to unwind. But when these habits creep too close to your bedtime, they can severely disrupt your sleep. Consider food first. When you eat a heavy, rich meal, especially one high in fat or spicy ingredients, your digestive system has to kick into high gear. This means your body is actively working when it should be winding down and preparing for rest. The increased metabolic activity can raise your core body temperature, making it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. Plus, for many of us, eating late can trigger acid reflux or heartburn, which can be incredibly uncomfortable and keep you awake. And alcohol. This one is particularly sneaky. Many people mistakenly believe a glass of wine or a nightcap helps them sleep. It might initially make you feel drowsy and help you fall asleep faster because alcohol is a sedative. But that sedation is short-lived. As your body metabolizes the alcohol, it actually leads to fragmented sleep. It suppresses REM sleep, which is the most restorative stage for your brain and memory. And it often causes you to wake up frequently in the latter half of the night, feeling restless and unable to get back to sleep. You wake up feeling anything but refreshed. And of course, caffeine consumed too late in the day is a well-known culprit for keeping you wide awake. The solution is straightforward, though it requires a bit of planning. Try to finish your last substantial meal at least 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to bed. This gives your digestive system ample time to process the food. If you absolutely need a snack, choose something light and easily digestible. As for alcohol, try to cut it off at least 3 to 4 hours before bedtime. The earlier, the better. And be mindful of your caffeine intake. Consider switching to decaf afternoon, giving your body a clear signal that it's time to wind down. Free from digestive burdens and stimulating substances is a huge gift to your sleep quality. Now that we've explored the risks of relying on sleep aids, ignoring snoring, and eating or drinking too close to bedtime, let's move on to the final 2 critical habits that are often overlooked, but have a profound impact on how well you rest. Let's move on to our 6th deadly habit, one that seems counterintuitive, but has a profound effect on our nighttime rest: a lack of regular physical activity, or exercising at the wrong time. It's a common misconception that as we get older, we should slow down and be less active. While it's true that intense, jarring workouts might not always be advisable, staying physically active is one of the most powerful tools you have for improving your sleep. Think about it during the day. Your body is designed to move, to expend energy. When you engage in regular physical activity, whether it's a brisk walk, gardening, swimming, or light strength training, you're building up a healthy level of fatigue. This isn't the kind of exhaustion that leaves you feeling drained, but rather a beneficial tiredness that signals to your body that it's time for true restorative rest. Exercise helps regulate your body's natural sleep-wake cycle, encourages deeper sleep, and can even reduce the time it takes for you to fall asleep. It also helps manage stress and anxiety, two major culprits behind sleepless nights. So, when you don't get enough physical activity, your body isn't primed for sleep in the same way. You might find yourself tossing and turning, feeling restless even when you're tired, simply because your body hasn't expended its natural energy during the day. However, the timing of your exercise is just as crucial as the activity itself. While moderate physical activity is a sleep enhancer, vigorous exercise too close to bedtime can have the opposite effect. A strenuous workout raises your core body temperature, releases stimulating hormones like adrenaline, and generally revs up your system. This is great for an afternoon pick-me-up, but it's the last thing you want when you're trying to wind down for sleep. Imagine trying to settle your mind and body when your heart is still pounding and your muscles are buzzing. It's like trying to land an airplane when the engines are still at full throttle. So, the key here is to find a balance. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate physical activity most days of the week. The best times for exercise that benefit sleep are usually in the morning or early afternoon. This allows your body temperature to rise during the activity and then gradually cool down throughout the day, signaling to your brain that it's time for sleep as evening approaches. If you prefer to exercise in the evening, make sure it's at least 3 to 4 hours before your planned bedtime, giving your body plenty of time to cool down and calm itself. Gentle activities like stretching, yoga, or a leisurely stroll are generally fine closer to bedtime, as they promote relaxation rather than stimulation. Make movement a consistent part of your day, and you'll find your nights become much more restful. And finally, we arrive at our 7th deadly sleep habit, one that has become almost ubiquitous in our modern world: too much screen time before bed. This is the surprising truth I hinted at earlier, and it's a habit many of us, without realizing it, engage in every single night. Think about your routine. Perhaps you're scrolling through your phone, catching up on news or social media, watching a show on your tablet, or even just having the television on in your bedroom right up until you close your eyes. It feels like a natural part of winding down. Doesn't it a way to relax your mind? But here's the problem: all of these electronic devices, from your phone to your TV screen, emit what's called blue light. And blue light is a powerful signal to your brain that it's daytime. It's the kind of light that's abundant in natural daylight, and your body uses it to regulate its circadian rhythm. When you expose your eyes to blue light in the evening, especially in the hour or two leading up to bedtime, your brain gets completely confused. It thinks it's still daylight, even if it's pitch black outside. This tricks your body into suppressing the production of melatonin, that crucial sleep hormone we talked about earlier. Without enough melatonin, it becomes much harder to fall asleep. And the quality of the sleep you do get is significantly diminished. Your mind stays stimulated, active, and alert, instead of easing into that peaceful, drowsy state needed for true rest. It's not just the light, either. It's the content itself. Reading engaging articles, watching exciting dramas, or getting caught up in social media can keep your mind buzzing with thoughts and emotions, making it impossible to truly switch off. Your brain is still processing information, anticipating, reacting, rather than disengaging. This constant mental stimulation right before bed leaves your brain in a state of hyperarousal, far from the calm, quiet state conducive to sleep. So, what's the surprising, yet incredibly effective solution? Create a digital sunset. This means putting away all your screens, your phone, tablet, computer, and even the television, at least 1 to 2 hours before your planned bedtime. It might feel strange at first, almost like you're missing something, but this period is crucial for allowing your brain to naturally wind down and start producing melatonin instead of screens. Fill this time with relaxing activities. Read a physical book, Listen to some calming music. Practice gentle stretching or mindful meditation. Have a quiet conversation with a loved one. Or engage in a peaceful hobby like knitting or journaling. These activities help your brain shift gears, moving from an active, stimulated state to one of calm and relaxation, perfectly preparing you for a night of deep, restorative sleep. This one change alone can dramatically improve your sleep quality and leave you feeling more rested and vibrant each morning. You know, it's truly remarkable how a few seemingly small, innocent habits can collectively have such a profound and sometimes, sadly, even deadly impact on our sleep and our overall health. We've talked today about the importance of creating a dark, quiet sleep environment, maintaining a consistent sleep schedule even on weekends, being cautious about relying too heavily on sleep aids, listening to your body for signs like snoring that could indicate something more serious like sleep apnea, being mindful of what and when you eat and drink before bed, getting enough physical activity at the right time, and perhaps most importantly, in our modern age, unplugging from screens before you slip under the covers. Remember, sleep isn't just a passive state. It's an active process of repair and rejuvenation for your entire body and mind. It's when your cells repair themselves, your memories are consolidated, and your energy stores are replenished, depriving yourself of quality sleep. Even unknowingly, through these habits, can chip away at your health, your mood, and your vitality. But here's the most important takeaway. Every single one of these habits can be changed. You have the power to make small adjustments that will lead to monumental improvements in your sleep and, by extension, your entire life. Don't feel overwhelmed by the list. Pick one or two habits that resonate most with you, or that feel easiest to start with, and focus on those first. Small, consistent changes truly add up to big differences. Imagine waking up feeling truly refreshed, energized, and ready to embrace each day with renewed vigor. That's the gift of prioritizing good sleep, and it's a gift you absolutely deserve. We truly hope this conversation has given you some valuable insights and actionable steps to improve your sleep. We'd love to hear from you. Have you struggled with any of these habits? What simple changes have made the biggest difference in your sleep? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your story could be just the encouragement someone else needs. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps our channel reach more people who could benefit from this information. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more practical advice and empowering content designed to help you live your best life at every age. Thank you for watching. And remember, your health is your greatest wealth. Prioritize your sleep, live your best life, and thrive